What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, saints and ain'ts, or as the late great Bertie Mac says, what's up, you squares? And welcome to welcome to Track Talk, a part of the Lactic Acid Network. I'm your host, Dominique Smith, and today I am excited to bring you my guest on this episode of Track Talk. He is a baller shot caller. He was on the show last year with our Black History Month special with some of the best content creators in the game. Like I said, he is the man with the camera in his hand, behind the lens, making all the athletes look good. Listen, he is like, I'm thankful he doesn't cover Football Recruiter, because you would be getting hit up so much trying to help kids get scholarships and help their tape get out. But listen, he is helping the sport grow. None other than the legend that is my brother, Mr. Kadeem Wynn. What's going on, fam? How you feeling out there in the great state of Oregon?
How are we doing? We're doing good, doing good. Having a little bit of odd weather recently, but now we're hanging in there and we're trucking along.
What is odd weather in Oregon?
So recently, it will randomly go from sunny and then in the 40s to suddenly it starts raining. Then it'll start hailing,
Hey,
and
oh,
then the sun
okay.
will come out again. Or we'll just randomly get snow.
Hail?
Yes, it was literally hailing yesterday. I was sitting at home watching TV on the couch, and suddenly I heard kind of like a pecking sound outside my window. And so I opened the door and I look, and it's just little droplets just coming down.
I was going to say, so Kadeem is from Florida just like I am. You hear pecking sounds in Florida. Usually that's not hail, that's just rain.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. That is
Hmm.
such a, okay, well, at least you're leaving for a brief period of time to
Yes.
go.
Yes. Getting
Uh,
going back to the East Coast for a little bit for Nike Indoors this weekend.
Nike Indoors is going to be lit. We're going to touch on that in just a second. But man, what's been your take, just in general, high school, pro? I don't care. What's been your take on the track season so far as we're wrapping up indoor? Like, how
Oh,
crazy has it been from your vantage point?
it sounds kind of cliche to say that, every year people are like, oh, this is the best year of track and field ever. This has happened. But man, the things that have been happening, I mean, just to, for the high school level, I'm really looking forward to Nike and New Balance, because you have kind of DeFrankenberg, you have Irene Riggs, you have Connor Burns, you have all these, really star-studded athletes that are going to be going head to head. And we saw a lot of them go head to head during cross country season and, at Nike Cross Nationals. Like, mine went blank for a second. But it's not often that we get to see all of these athletes kind of corralled in one area. So whenever we have these like national championship type meets, it's a real opportunity, because you have people debating, oh, well, this person is better because of, they ran on this track or this course was different. But all comes down to the day of, when they go head to head, can't really dispute it. You can only dispute by you know, results don't lie. College wise, man, like Talitha Diggs with stuff she's doing, the 400, Anna Hall, the stuff that she's been doing, those guys from UW, man, like I think it was 8 guys, not only sub 4, but like half of them were sub 355. Like, that's just the new standard now, which is crazy to think about, because even just a couple years ago, like, that wasn't the thing. And then you even have, just even in the throws with Ryan Krauser, what he did at I think it was Simplot,
Idaho. Yeah, in Idaho.
but that was insane. And I mean, Ryan Krauser, big throws guy, just doing what he does and just does it so effortlessly. But it's just like, he just keeps setting the bar. So like everybody across the board, and like I said, going back to Anna Hall, to be that close to, yes, you got the American record, but to be that close to the world record. And speaking of flawlessness, like the way that she competed was just phenomenal. So yeah, it's honestly, it's been a good year to be a track fan.
And then the world record gets, I think it got broken last week. Where is she from?
Oh,
Uh,
Famke.
yeah.
She's
No,
from.
wait. Are we talking? I'm talking about in the heptathlon.
Yeah, I was talking about Anna Hall.
Yeah, the world record got broken. I just can't get her name right, and I can't. Is she? Is it the? You know what's really bad about this? I wrote a story on it, and I can't even remember like
I,
what it
I need to go
is.
back into your notes.
I'm doing that now. Like that's crazy. I wrote a story on this. I tweeted it. And so we'll find that later. But anyway, yeah. It has been crazy, man. It's we had Matthew Parkland here last year, and he decreed and declared that this year would be the fastest, like so many records would be broken on every level. And it's
Mhm.
like crazy. Like this is the pace that we're on. Like these athletes are setting the new norm
Mhm.
for track and field, and it's just the indoor season. And I don't know. It feels like the indoor season is taking forever. Like I don't know. Like it kind of feels like this prolonged indoor season.
Well, if you think about it, indoor season essentially really starts at the earliest the very like last week of November, and it
That's
goes
true.
until, as we're seeing, with
March.
NCAA's or D1 NCAA's this weekend, and the high school national championships being this weekend. So basically, from like the last week of November to essentially the middle towards the end of March. So if you think about it in that perspective, like from when it essentially like first starts and when it actually like finally wraps up, it's a good chunk of time. A lot of people, they kind of just think, oh, January and February, because at least in the US, we have US indoors in February, and like for a lot of pros, they kind of wrap up their indoor season there,
Mm-hmm.
and then they start doing stuff outdoors. But we forget, at all these indoor facilities, at the podium, at JDL Fast Track in Winston-Salem,
Yep.
Simplot, like there's still all these meets that are still happening during the indoor season. So yeah, it does feel like it's longer, because I think most people think about it in just like a 2 month little like stretch, but it's actually like 4 or 5 months.
And then the Armory, man, Armory is just like Waffle House. They just open all the time. There's something going on there like every day. So
Mm-hmm.
let's just jump into it, man. Let's start off with the kids. So we have Nike Indoor Nationals this year. And so you mentioned a couple of faces and names that you're looking forward to seeing. So just go like what are you obviously so Kadeem works for Runner Space, so please go follow him and check out his content. He does a great job of I don't know how you are such a whiz with that camera. Like I was in broadcast journalism for like 5 days, and then I was like, yo, you got to get me out of this. And then all of this stuff is like you laying the camera on the ground, doing the day in the life and all of that stuff. It's like, what is this? Like, man, you are if nobody ever told you, you're a whiz. like, like legit, it's incredible, man. But
You give me too much credit, but I appreciate it.
listen, in journalism school, they tell us that the truth never expires. And listen, this man is the truth. Listen, ask your mama. All you gotta do is go look it up, man. Um, but man, what are you looking forward to? Like, are there some names that you're looking forward to seeing? Any particular race?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. Like I said, just across all of the distances. Like I said, Hunter Jones and Irene Riggs, like on the distance side. Like I said, I got a chance to really get some good eyes on them during the cross country season. So that'll be another good one. As far as sprints are concerned, and forgive me if I'm butchering her name. I believe it's Mia Brahe Patterson, I believe is her name. She's from Oregon, but she's been doing a lot of great stuff lately since last year. So she's kind of been on my radar. I think last year at Nike Indoor, she um, doubled in the. I think she actually did the 200 and the 400. I feel like there was maybe one other event, um, but she'll be another one to watch. She's usually really great competition, really great to watch. But yeah, I mean, honestly, we could talk about all the big names, but I just love seeing all the athletes kind of get their moment to go up against the best of the best. Because I know
Yeah.
when I was in high school, I wanted to do that, and frankly, well, one, Florida, as you know, we don't really have indoor track,
We
and
don't have indoor track. No.
well, now we do because UF brought their indoor track back, which makes me a little upset because I would have loved to have run on that. But I did run on the old one right before they demolished it. So I at least have that. But no, like I know when I was in high school, like frankly, I wasn't necessarily. I mean, I was decent, but I wasn't necessarily fast enough to compete at the Armory or compete at nationals. And so just seeing all these kids being able to come and just being excited about for them at least at this time in their lives, like this is the equivalent to being on the world stage, coming to nationals. And so yes, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of the big names, but there's a lot of people that aren't on the radar that might end up showing up and surprising you. And
Yeah.
that's the fun part that I really enjoy that makes sports so wonderful, is because literally anything can happen.
For me, man, well, first of all, I wasn't good enough to compete at anything indoor. So even if that was, that opportunity was available, I would have been at home on the bench.
Right.
Maybe they would have been nice enough to give me a ticket to go watch all the good people compete, and I could have wondered what could have been. But I retired a long time ago, so that's it. It is good that indoor is becoming a little bit more active in the state of Florida. But for me, I'm going with the two stars. I mentioned him on the show last week, Aiden Dixon. He runs for Atlantic. He is 400-meter runner. He has the #1 time in the indoor 46.98. As I mentioned last week, he ran 45. I think he ran 46 in the open, comes back, his team's down like 45, 50 meters, and pops a 45-3 to bring them, the win, which is just insane. Like what I don't know what they're feeding these kids. So definitely, but he has some good competition, around the country. So I'm looking forward, to seeing what he can do. Can he, level out that time, go a little faster? USF commit, University of South Florida. So I am looking forward. I think, having the stars come to meets like this, to your point, because they could carry a good performance, meaning they can carry somebody who's on the cusp of something great to a great performance. Or, they could push, somebody else could come in and they could push, a time faster than if you're just running solo. So those are things that I like. And then I'm actually going to go, I actually wrote it down. Let's see if I can find it. I'm really old. Isam Asinga, or I could be getting this wrong. He goes to Mount Verde in Claremont, Florida. Brother, if I got your name wrong, please forgive me. I still think you're a baller. And the time proves that. He has the fastest time in the 60 this year at 6:59.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. And then he has some good competition. There's Micah. I'm not sure if he's running or not. Micah Larry, his teammate. And then there's another kid. I think he is from Tennessee. I'm not sure the school didn't write that down. But there's competition. So you're talking 6'5'9", you're talking I think 666. So it's around, and I think 670, like 670. So, not too far off, 666, 659, we could see something. So I'm curious to see if there are any national records that get broken on the high school scene. And I just saw the video, man. Nike got them pizza boxes and they had all the swag in it and everything like that. How big is it to have this event at the Armory?
Oh, it's huge. Like as far as, high school indoor facilities are concerned, especially over the last, several years and several decades, Armory is like the place to be. Fun fact, I've actually never been to the Armory, so this weekend will be my first time. So I almost feel like you can somewhat equate it to how people feel when they go to, I guess, old and now new Hayward, that Hayward Magic, as you and I are both familiar with. But yeah, I feel like the Armory is what a lot of high schoolers kind of looked at as like the holy grail facility to like, pop off and, pop off a really good one. So yeah, I think it's really exciting and really important for these kids to, come to this location that, they know it by name, they see it on videos, and, it's one thing to see something, but then it's another thing to actually be there.
From the Armory to Albuquerque. So we're going to Albuquerque to watch some, and by we're transitioning for the collegiates.
Mm-hmm.
Over under how many collegiate, national, or country records get broken? I'm setting it at 4. And world record. Let's throw the world record up in there too.
Honestly, with how things have been going this last year, and you have to keep in mind, and that's why I love athletics. It's like, those things happen in special moments when everything comes together. And what I mean by that is it's not just the athlete, it's, the athlete themselves, and then it's the competition that they have, and then it's the environment that they're in, because obviously, let's just say, Anna Hall, for example, obviously we know she's goated, she's amazing, she's incredible, but just imagine if she's trying to compete, especially when she was on that final race, like really trying to get that American and the world record. Imagine if the atmosphere was just totally dead. Like that totally kills it. But like, it's something about, being pushed by your competitors. You're pushing yourself to be your absolute best, but then you have an entire, environment essentially helping to carry you and push you towards, whatever goals you are. So honestly, I'm gonna have to disagree with you with 4. I would say maybe 6.
6.
Because you're talking about collegiate records and like national records,
okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. I can do 6.
I was going a bit more because I thought that's what the range was. If we were talking about just collegiate records, then yeah, I'd probably agree, maybe like 4 or 5. But if you're adding in national records as well, I would
that's fair.
6.
What record? I'm sorry. What records do you think are under the most? How do I say this?
Most under threat?
Thank you. Under threat. To me, there's 2.
Okay.
The men's 60, Terrence Jones from Texas Tech. He popped the 640. I think I've seen 645, 646. All I know it was 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
And then the women's 60 and Julian Alfred. I mean, that's just stupid to run that fast. Like it's so good that it's stupid. And by stupid, I mean good. So nobody get offended. Stupid is a good thing. There's 2 things I say on this show all the time: crap and stupid. And they're both, depending on the context, crap could go either way. If we talk about some food that I don't think you should be eating, like grilled chicken or some crap like that, then exactly, crap is, it goes with that.
Hey, I remember. I'm from Florida. I get you. I get you.
Exactly. But dog, 697. And then you're going to altitude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
both those are dummy stupid. Like I agree with you on that. But another one that I would like to add in there, because she broke it recently, and I've noticed oftentimes whenever people break certain records, especially when it's not quite at the peak of the season, it usually means like it's gonna happen again.
I'm nervous about this one.
Oh, you shouldn't be nervous. I was just gonna say, Talitha Diggs.
What record is she breaking?
Because she just broke her. She just got the NCAA record
and the American record.
But you know how them Gators do. They show up when they need to show up.
Time out. You tell me. I love Talitha Diggs. She's one of my favorite athletes of all time. So I won't put anything past her. You trying to tell me she's gonna break Femke Ball's world record that she just set, a 49.26? She going faster than that?
It could happen. It could happen, and I wouldn't be that surprised if it did. I think she's that kind of an athlete.
Kadeem, as the living God, is my witness. If she breaks that world record and she runs if she runs 49.25, I promise you, you get the I'm gonna post it.
I'm just saying when certain people get into certain competitions, and it's kind of just been a trend recently since like we kind of joke like, oh, I don't know what these kids are eating nowadays, but like I've just noticed it's starting to be a certain trend where people are just getting faster and are able to just do more than it seems like they were able to do even a few years ago. So like, yes, Famke just got the world record, but you see it sometimes where people will trade and go back and forth. Like 1 week this person gets a record, next time this person gets a record. I'm just saying, it would not surprise me.
49.26.
You got to keep in mind who her coach is.
Listen, I don't
care. If there is a magic man in track and field, it is that man.
I don't care if John the Baptist is coaching her. You telling me she's okay. Okay. All right. So is that official? She breaks the world record. You wouldn't be surprised if she breaks the world record. Because my thought was she runs like 49, like 74, like 49.74 to 49.82.
All right, I'll broaden it a little bit. I'll say this: she's either gonna get really close, or she's gonna get it.
No. You said it with your whole chest. You said you wouldn't be surprised if she broke it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking.
You wanted a hot take. That's a hot take.
I didn't ask for a hot take. I just said, what do you gave it? Listen, you gave a 2-piece extra crispy with a spicy hot link on the side. I just wish I had a pen to write that down, but okay.
You got it on recording.
Wow. I forgot my last point. I mean, boy, that's Cameron Rogers is somebody I think you should watch out for too.
Okay.
I throws don't get the respect they deserve in general. And there's some great throws in the college game whether it's Adelaide Aquila from the Ohio State University or Cameron Rogers out there at Cal, excuse me. I'm still on this 400 thing, but hey, listen, that's I'm really looking forward to seeing it. But listen, Kadeem, man, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy life to come on the show. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me physically in Oregon, but no, if you're talking about social media wise, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the usual stuff. Literally just type in my name, Kadeem Wynn. I make it super easy to find me. You can see different content that I put out, not just track and field stuff. I like to get out every now and again and one, just sharpen my skill set, but I just like having other little passion projects and fun things that I like to do. So you'll see a lot of running related stuff most of the time, but you'll also see some other stuff that I think is cool. So,
and you're also the face or one of the faces of Runner Space.
Working on that.
I'm sorry. I'm going, just like you said it, he is one of the faces of Runner Space. So please be sure to show your appreciation by subscribing to Runner Space. Can you drop the website real quick for me?
Runnerspace.com. Runnerspace, all one word, no space, runnerspace.com.
Runnerspace.com. Go ahead and subscribe. That way you can watch the in-depth analysis and all of the competition, the highest of the competition. You can watch Nike Indoors for free, but if you want the exclusive coverage, the exclusive experience, go ahead to Runner Space. They will be hosting a lot of track meets on the high school, collegiate, and the professional level this year, and it is worth watching. Kadeem, brother, appreciate you always, and until next time, peace, love, and chicken grease.